Okay, so we will begin our information session on the Master of Finance Beijing program today. My name is Alina Jumabaeva. I am the program manager for the Master of Finance Beijing, and I am dealing with most of our applicants for the international section, as well as the students while they are in a program, and some of the alumni support after they graduate. Okay, so we'll discuss a little bit in detail what the Queen's Renmin partnership is and what it entails. Queen's decided to deliver their own program, but inside of China. In order to do that, according to the Ministry of Education in China, you have to partner with a local university. We chose Renmin University of China and specifically their School of Finance. So our students can attend the classes in the campus of Renmin University in Beijing. This is not a dual degree. This is a joint program. So the students will be only receiving the degree from Queen's University. However, Renmin University offers a certificate, a completion certificate that proves that the students actually attended their classes at Renmin University. And this is something just for visual to understand what you would be receiving upon your graduation. So on the left-hand side, you might see the sample of the diploma. It is the same diploma that the students completing their degree in Canada would be receiving. And on the right-hand side, you can see verification of your degree through Ministry of Education in China. Sometimes most of our students, if they do decide to work or continue their studies in China, they do require to submit this document. And because our program is approved by the ministry, there's not much of a delay in receiving this document. As I mentioned, the Renmin would provide the certificate, and this is just a little bit of a visualization of that. And this is the sample of what type of the certificate the Renmin would provide. Just to give an idea what the students might experience in and after the program, this is a little bit of a case study of one of our graduates who actually completed their degree in Canada, in Toronto. So they completed their UFT, their bachelor degree at the University of Toronto. Then they started their program in Beijing, which they finished in 2018. They decided to return to Canada after graduation. So they, at the same time, they were pursuing another master's, but also looking for a job and applying for residency here as well. So the graduate received their nomination for their PR in 2020. Consequently, they received their Canadian citizenship. Now they are working in Hong Kong at American Express. So this just gives you an idea that the graduates can come not only from Canadian universities and Chinese universities, but also after the graduation, and not necessarily that you can only stay in mainland China or in Canada. Some people are going to Hong Kong. We have, I believe we have several alumni in Singapore, US. We have an alumni in South Korea. So it is very diverse in terms of what the opportunities what you're planning to do after graduation. But it ultimately will depend on your own preferences. This is a little bit in more details of the growth of the Master of Finance Beijing since its inception. So we've got initial approval to deliver our program in China in 2013 and welcomed our class in September 2014, which they graduated in subsequently in 2015. In 2017, we launched executive section that is taught fully in Chinese. So this presentation will focus mostly on the international section that is English speaking, so it is delivered in English. However, we do have an executive section that we started offering since 2017, and that is taught in Chinese. We also launched a Smith Alumni China chapter in 2018. And we received our first Ministry of Education renewal for this program. The renewal is very important because it proves that the Ministry of Education recognizes the program, and we fulfill the obligations and standards that is required by the local authorities. 2018 also going into the Smith Alumni China chapter, we felt the need that we need a community to include all of our graduates and not only from the Master of Finance Beijing, since we were growing, but also some of the alumni that either would be relocating to China or they decide to return to China after pursuing their studies in Canada. So Smith Alumni China chapter is a place where alumni can gather and meet and discuss and reminisce about their studies at Smith, whether that's in Beijing or in Canada. We also started offering a career services provider, career services in China. Before we were mostly we have a CAC, which I will cover a little bit later, the Career Advancement Center with Smith. They're focused mostly on the North American market, but we also started offering career services in China. 2021, 2022, second to third renewals. So we received the renewals. Initial renewal was for the 3 years. The subsequent one was for 2 years. So, and both of them were approved. Last year, we actually celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we are hoping to continue and the road with more students and provide the same service and experience to the future students as we did in the past 10 years. So one is the focus of Master of Finance Beijing. Unlike some of the masters that are offered, we are 1-year program. We start in September, finish in following August. All of our classes are on weekends, which allow people either work or pursue some other commitments, whether prepare for the CFA or some students, if they are foreigners to China, they would maybe attend Chinese classes and learn and explore China during their weekdays. Again, I want to stress out this is a Queen's degree. It is Canadian degree that is offered through this program. Though it is a Queen's degree, according to the agreement, both faculty from both schools are represented in this program. So our classes are delivered by both Smith faculty and Renmin School of Finance faculty. There's a lot of applied knowledge that you can pursue while you are in a program, and that is represented by Queen's University Asset Fund, which I will cover a little bit later. Alumni Network, which is represented by the Smith Alumni China chapter, and the career coaching through CAC or through the third party. To be detailed, what does 1-year schedule would look like? It would be 2 terms. Unlike the schedule in Canada, we would be following Renmin academic calendar year. So we have 2 terms, first one from September to January, and the second one would go from March to July or early August, depending on when the Chinese New Year break falls and whether we start early in March or later. So it is, to be precise, it is 10 courses over 10 months. and the students will be graduating in the following November. That is where the convocation is happening, whether that is in Kingston in the main campus or in Beijing for the students who might not make it to Canada for the Kingston convocation. So talking about the curriculum that is represented by the 10 courses that is offered, courses are listed here. If you are interested in more details, what the course offer, I would recommend you to follow the link on our website. Under the curriculum, you can find a little bit more description on the course curriculum. Students who pursue CFA might notice that they are very close to the CFA curriculum, but I do want to stress out that this is not a preparation to take a CFA exam. There might be a little bit different content covered in the classes. So in case you are pursuing CFA, you will still need to prepare for that exam because it is an exam and there is a certain preparation will be required from you. So as I mentioned before, the faculty is represented by both Smith and Renmin faculty, and this is some of them who are teaching in our program. The top row represented by the Smith faculty from Queen's University, and the bottom row represented by the School of Finance at Renmin University. Again, if you would like to learn a little bit more in details about the faculty, their area of interest, their research area of interest, I would recommend you to visit our website and check them in more details. Class profile, this is a typical class profile, might not be very typical because we are a little bit more on the heavy on the female side. This was on 2022. This is to be updated, of course, with the recent numbers, but usually our class size is fairly smaller, so up to 40, recently 30 students. We do acknowledge that a smaller size cultivates more learning and discussion and time per student. The average age is 25. We were represented by 18 different universities. Majority of them are from Canada. We do have students from China, US. In recent years, as I mentioned, we have students graduating from UK, Australia, South Korea as well. Usually we have a 50-50% split between direct entry and students with work experience. Direct entry represents the students who just graduated from bachelor and transitioning to the master's right away. So they don't have a full-time work experience, which you are not required for this program. But we still have students who do have some work experience, whether that in finance or not, or whether that it's in different field and the students are trying to transition to finance. Almost generally half of our students would have CFA level 1 by the time they are starting, or they are working towards their CFA designation. For the students in finance, usually and interested in finance, that would be something that they would pursue. Okay, and this is just a little bit, it's very concise. It's not a full list of the companies, institutions our graduates work at, but you can see it is represented by fairly Canadian and Chinese companies, banks, big fours, some technology companies. So as I mentioned before, it is up to a student, depending on what their interests lie in, to pursue a certain career in a certain field, in a certain area, whether that will be in finance or something related in finance. However, being said, if you have an interest in a certain company and you would like to, and if we have an alumni in that company and you would like to kind of connect and pick their brain about how to go around around the work search in that company or whether there's any opportunities there, we might connect you after your portion of your application is completed. So in terms of the Career Advancement Center, as I mentioned, is offered by Smith School of Business. We offer one-on-one career coaching through our Advancement Center. There is different career resources. There is targeted job posting site for specifically for the students from Smith School of Business. So that means a company coming to the school and they want to hire a Smith graduate. So they would post a post for the students that only Smith School of Business students can see. There's self-directed tutorials to improve any skills that you need during career search. And as well, throughout the year, there are different career-focused webinars in different disciplines on different topics. This is our career coach that is assigned to Smith Master of Finance program, Paulina. So she can go around your career path and your career plan with you. She can help you explore new opportunities, whether something that you never thought of, but you can kind of discuss what your strengths and what your preferences in certain jobs, and she might point you to a different way, but that might fit to something that you enjoy or you want to do. She also can help you with different barriers, challenges, whether that's interview or whether that how to go around the cover letter writing or any other items that entails your career search. Also, she can pinpoint you to how to develop and apply skills in a certain area of your career, and that would apply to your job and make your resume stronger. Again, as I mentioned, she will help you to work on your career strategy together and create an action plan to progress towards your goal. So you can have a clear vision and understanding where and what you plan to do in the future. Another great tool that our students have at their disposal is Smith Connect. Smith Connect is, we call it a Smith LinkedIn. So it actually connects all of alumni from Smith, whether that is commerce, postgraduate degree students, whether that's MFin Beijing students, MFin Toronto students, different students from analytics, AI, and you can search by city, by location, and by company as well. So this is a great tool to do networking when you have time, or whether, again, if you are looking to work in a certain company area, that is a great tool to utilize and connect with people from that industry. QUAF is Queen's University Alternative Asset Fund that is focuses on applied knowledge to help students understand the theory that they learn in class. So QUAF represents the students from Master of Finance programs, MBA, MMA, MMAI. I believe they now opened to practically all of postgraduate programs at Smith, who are interested, and they have assets under management around $500,000 to invest. So, and Master of Finance Beijing actually has their own team, and they make decisions for their own team. And then there is a new development that they try to start from this year, to have a little bit of a competition between the team in Toronto and team Beijing to see whose portfolio might perform better at the end of the year. So those different type of things, and it's a great opportunity for you to understand the markets or include that during your career search and in case you work on the portfolio, include that portfolio as attachment to your resume. As I mentioned, again, it is represented by the MFin Master of Finance programs, MBA, MMA, and MMAN. Smith Alumni China chapter, this is a little bit of a visualization of what kind of events they're having. We had an event at Embassy of Canada in China. There are annual social gathering with alumni that brings up all alumni from previous years, not only from Master of Finance Beijing program, but anyone who is currently located or passing by during that time in China, whether that's in Beijing or in case if there's any other gatherings in other cities that is open to all of alumni from Smith. I did touch up on this a little bit. So we have two sections available, international section and executive section. So an international section is mostly focused on young professionals with between 0 to 15 years of work experience in their field or if they're switching fields. An executive section mostly focused on experienced executives in mainland China who have between 7 to 30 years of work experience. I believe current average work experience for executive section was 14 years, if I'm not mistaken. But for the international section, it's about 1.5 years. So yeah, since we have a lot of students who are transitioning to international sections right after the graduation, we don't have a lot of students with work experience. However, we do have a number of them every year. A great opportunity, again, I want to point out with a Master of Finance program, when you are joining the program, you are joining a program that has over 100 plus graduates every year. This year we have a class of 120 students, so that includes both executive and international section. We are one of the fast growing alumni network in finance in China. We also providing an opportunities to connect future students with alumni, as I mentioned before, at a certain point of your application process. And let's talk about your campus life at Renmin University while you are studying in the program. So while you are in the program, you will actually have two student cards. One student card will be provided by the Queen's University and the other by Renmin University. With your Renmin University student card, you will be able to access their resources. So their library, their gym, any lecture halls that is open only for the students, because sometimes they have a certain events, but they are limited to students. With the student card, it's a proof that you are a student at the Renmin University, and you will be able to attend those events, attend those lectures. You will have access to the cafeteria, and I believe you can recharge your student card with money, and you can pay with your student card at the cafeteria as well. Now, the most exciting part, the application process. So the application process is pretty straightforward. You apply online with your resume and your unofficial transcript. After what, we will conduct a preliminary assessment, which usually takes a day or two. You will receive a reply from us on whether we want to continue the application with you or not. And if we want to continue application with you, we will suggest you to complete your application file, and we would list the documents that you would need to finish in order to move to the online interview. What type of documents would be required? As I said, for the preliminary assessment, you would need to complete your online application and submit your resume and unofficial transcript. For your complete application, you might be required to complete TOEFL or IELTS, GMAT, GRE, or CFA Level 1. You would be required to provide 2 online references and official transcript. And I will talk about each of the documents in details. TOEFL or IELTS is basically a proof of English However, that requirement is waived for the students who completed their studies in English-speaking country, whether that's Canada, US, Britain, Australia, or if they can prove that they completed all their 4 years in English, their studies in English. GMAT, GRE, and CFA level 1, typically we would require one test. However, if a student of non-business or economics background, we would require CFA level 1. This requirement might be waived for the students with a strong GPA or vast finance experience. However, every application is judged case by case. So in case you want to learn about opportunities for the requirement to be waived, or if you are not sure, please contact us. 2 online references. References would be required to either to be academic from the faculty or from your professors, or professional. So that would be your supervisor or your manager. We do not accept peer references. So not from a friend, not from a colleague. Official transcript, we would need the official transcript to be sent directly to us. However, official transcript needs to have your degree. So for the students who are in their 4th year, official transcript will be required to be submitted after your graduation. And if you proceed with your interview and you might receive an offer, so official transcript can be part of a condition for you after your graduation. So admission requirements, minimum GPA, we are looking at 2.7, and you can see that our average for 2022 was 3.43. However, if there was a lot of uncertainties between 2020 2023 with the COVID and restrictions, and we understand, so there might be some disruptions. If you are not sure about your GPA, please contact us and we can discuss your case again. As I said, it is case by case. We evaluate every case, and your GPA is not the ultimate decision for your application. We consider application as a whole, so we judge from all aspects of your application. For the students who are interested in CFA, the next cycles would be February 2026 and May 2026. May 26 will be only available for Chinese citizens, as the results would be released in July, and that would be after the deadline for the non-Chinese citizens application. If you are interested, we would recommend you to visit CFA Institute website to see what are your options to take the exam. In order to proceed with your CFA journey, Master of Finance Beijing offers some of the CFA learning resources. So one of the resources that we offer are Kaplan CFA. So for the students who are enrolled in the program and they are scheduled to take an exam, we offer a Kaplan CFA resources. So this is the list of the resources that can be accessed with Kaplan. They have lectures on each of the topic of the exam, as well as mock exams for you to try and test yourself on whether you're ready and to see which area you might be lacking and you need to work on better. Application deadline, as I mentioned, the non-Chinese citizens deadline would be April 2026, 15th of April 2026, and Chinese citizens would be around August 25th. However, if we have a full class by then, there will be a waitlist offers available as well. That's why we encourage students to apply as soon as they can. scholarships available to our students. All of the students are considered for the entrance scholarships for up to 5,000 Canadian dollars. There's also CLIC Canadian Learning Initiative in China available for students for Canadian nationals, and CFA Institute student scholarships that offer you an opportunity to take the exam at a lower cost. So if you are interested in any of the opportunities, again, feel free to reach out to us and we can discuss this in more details with you. If you would like to talk about your application or you have a question, you are welcome to register for our virtual one-on-ones that we offer throughout the year, every day, Monday to Friday. There are Chinese one-on-ones available in case somebody is interested and feel more comfortable to discuss their case in Chinese. It is conducted via Zoom, and once you register, please wait for the reply from our staff to provide you with the time that you are scheduled for. There's also a lot of opportunities on our info session page. There are a library of content that has been provided before, whether that's webinars with the faculty, students, or alumni, and it's available through our homepage as well. In case we have a new student who was referred by the alum, there is an alum referral program in place. So if our previous students recommended you to the program and you successfully completed your application and was offered a spot in the program, your friend or our previous students can receive a gift. So just let them know that they will be receiving a gift from us. These are our social media where you can find us, as well as on the Red Note. They're both our program page as well as our director's page. And these are our contact information. If I will conclude here, you can easily contact us through WeChat, email, or phone, and we will be glad to respond to you as soon as we can. However, because it is after 4:30 and we are a little bit running out of time, if you have any questions, we would accept any questions via email at mfinchina@queensu.ca, and we will try to contact you as soon as we can. This recording will be available for everyone who registered for the webinar, and I hope you have a great rest of the week, and thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.